friends, welcome to my channel. So we are planning to do a series of videos on the SQL. So in this we are going to cover a few of the things like we want to write the select query and some insert or delete query for a DB. So that will be able to cover in this tutorial. So we'll be going through w3schools.com website and we'll be trying to explain what are the things we have in SQL by using this all, how we can use that in real time when you have a database with the tables. So how you can query the DB and based on the result, how you can decide, or if you want a different type of data set, how you can retrieve that data from the DB. So that and all we'll be able to cover in this, and so let's dive into the video. So when you come to SQL is a structured query language which will be used for storing, manipulating, and retrieving the database. So we have different type of databases: MySQL, SQL Server, MS SQL, Access, Oracle. So many databases we have. So we'll go through introduction. SQL is a structured query language for accessing and manipulating databases. What is SQL? This is the same thing, and accessing, manipulating. So what we can do by using the SQL? So by using the SQL, right, we'll be able to do the execute queries against a DB, retrieving data from DB, inserting records into DB, update records, delete records, create new database, create new table, create store procedures, create views. So set permissions for a different table, procedures and views. Yeah, so other than this, what we are going to see, right? So by using SQL in your website to build a website that shows data from the database, you will need it. So RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. So normally relational database means there will be like a relations between one table to another. Relational Database Management System is the basis of SQL and modern database systems and so data is automatically stored in database objects with a called tables. So a table is a collection of related data entries and a consistence of columns and rows. So when you see data in DB, you will have like a columns and rows. So here if you see, this is a table name. Customers is a table name, and in this table we have stored the data of the customer. So the columns are like customer ID we are storing, customer name we are storing, and the contact name we are storing, address, city, postal code, and the country. So these are all the data we are storing. So this is how the data will be stored in relational databases. So it will be like having like a rows and the columns. This is how it will get stored in the RDBMS. So if you want to see the syntax, how it will look like, database tables. So you'll have syntax like select star from a specific table name. Select star from table name, semicolon. Few database it will differ, and most of the important SQL commands will try to understand. Okay, select is used for extracting data from database. So you have data in the DB, so you want to retrieve the data. That time that you will use select. So you have data in DB and you want to update that value anything, right? That time we'll use update. So you have a record which you want to delete. So that time we'll use a delete. And you want to insert a new record, that time we'll use insert into. And a database. So you can create a database using create a database keyword. Alter database. You can modify the database, and create table, you can create a new table. Alter table, if you want to alter table like adding a column or altering a column or dropping a column, that time you will use alter table. Drop table, if you want to delete the table itself from the DB, you'll use a drop table. Create index, you'll use create index for creating a search key. So when you create a key index, right, it will create some pattern in the DB to search it faster. Drop index will use to drop the index. So we'll continue one by one in whichever way or possible way. We'll try to cover few of the things. So in select, right, you can able to write a select star from also. You can write a select column names also. If you want only two columns, you can write two column names from table name. By writing like this, you will get only customer name and city from the result. So when you see the result, you will have only customer name and city. But in the table, you will have multiple records, but multiple columns. But when you are writing a select query for only two columns, then you will get only two columns. When you write a star, you will get all the records in that column. This will be used for select star. So select distinct. So select distinct. So think you have a duplicate record in your system, and if you want to remove the duplicate, so that time you can you can see here country is there. We have country multiple rows. We have the same country, Germany, Mexico. But if you want a distinct, right, that time you need to use distinct keyword. If you add distinct here, it will give only the distinct values. So there is a table. They will say you want to show distinct countries from a table. So that time you need to use distinct. Now records are 21. No duplicates are inserted. Overall, if you see, you will have 91 records. But when you add distinct, you will have only one record for each country. You will not have duplicates. So this will be used in everyday real-time applications when you want to remove the duplicate values in your retrieval data. So even in the count also we can use, because sometimes we want to count the countries how many we have in this table. That time you'll use a distinct countries. Otherwise it will just count everything. So likewise. Okay, where class is very important in SQL. So for each database, whenever table is there, you want to filter the data. You will have all the data, but when you want to filter data, there are multiple conditions can come. So if you have a text field, numeric field, based on that it will differ. We have many conditions which we can write with the where class. So you can use equal, you can use greater than, less than if it is a number, greater than or equal, less than or equal if it is a number or some date, you can use that. And not equal to, you can use between, you can use for ranges like 1 to 10 or some date to date. And like a pattern, if you don't have the specific text pattern, you can use the like keyword. And you have multiple values, you want to cross check multiple values, that time you can use in. So I'm not going one by one. If you want to understand, you can go through W3 schools and you can understand each one of that. So I'll go one by one, only in the top, whichever possible. Yeah, SQL and or and not not operators. So mostly in where condition we'll use and or not. By using this we can differentiate and or like this. So if you see here, there is a requirement like you need to take the country of Germany and city as Berlin. So in that case you need to add like this, where country equal to Germany and city equal to Berlin. In that time result will be only Germany and the Berlin. And you sometime you have like Berlin city or this one more city, whichever possible. So that time you will add R condition. In that time it will come both Berlin also, this one like there will be R condition, right? So city with Berlin will come, city with this will come. But here it should match both, country should match as well as the city should match. So only matching records will get in the output. And also country, you want to get countries of two countries, then you can add country as Germany, country as Spain, like that. And you can add not also if you don't want that combination. You can, these are all different ways you can use this combined way. You can use, it is up to our logic. Based on the data set, it will differentiate by person to person, table to table, it will differentiate. So may this order by, this is very important. Most of the time we'll have many records, so you want to do a order by ascending descending, right? That time we'll use order by, we'll use order by to make it order by based on a column. As a country means, it will country will come as a ascending or descending. So if you don't declare anything, it will come as a ascending. If you declare as a descending, it will come as a descending. So likewise, we have insert into. If you want to insert into a record, insert into record into a table, this is the syntax for that. Insert into table name, and the column name you should mention, and values whichever you want to insert. And also you can use like same thing. Insert into example, we have insert data only in specific column. Yeah, normally if you have 10 columns, but some values you only, some columns you want to insert, you can insert only specific columns, but the remaining columns should have like if it is not passed, it should pass as a null, then only it will accept. Null values, SQL null values. What is null value? Yeah, null will be null means nothing is there. A field with a null value is no value. Update, we can use update to update table name, set column name, the value you want to set, and where condition whichever you want to add. So here you can see that customer update, we are going to see this what they are updating. So update customers, set contact name, city, and customer ID. For customer ID 1, they want to update the contact name and everything. So first we'll see what is there in the customer ID. So customer ID 1, you have customer name as this, and the city name as Berlin. So you can see now they are updating these values. So after updating also we'll check that is it working as expected. So here for update you will write update table name, set, and the column name which you want to modify, and the column name which you want to modify, and the condition based on what you want to modify. So if you run this, could not prepare statement 1 or null. I think it's not working. Better I will not use that. But it will work in real time if you want to update that values. So select delete. Delete statement you can use for deleting a table and with a specific condition. You want to delete some 5 customers. You have that customer IDs. You can add that customer IDs and you can delete those. Or customer name here based on the name they are deleting. Delete from table name with no where condition, it will delete all the records in that. But a drop table, delete table is different. That you need to understand. When you drop the table, table itself won't be there. If you delete the records from the table, you delete from table, that time table will be exist with the structure, but the data won't be there. Select top. If you want to select some top values, right? This keyword will be differentiating table like a different database different. For a MS SQL, it will be top. For Oracle, you will have a limit like that. We'll see how they differentiated here. MySQL, it will have limit. Oracle, they have fetch. Older Oracle you have different one, but MS SQL you can use top. MySQL you can use limit. So we have minimum and maximum aggregation functions. Here you need to have a max minimum, and you have some value or some price. You want to do minimum or maximum aggregation. That time we can use select min as that as we are using as alias as a smallest price. So the column name will come as a smallest price, because when you are doing aggregation you will not have the column name. That time definitely you should have a alias name. Whenever you are doing aggregation, please make sure you have a alias name. Most of the time in real time, right, people will be missing this. You should always use a alias whenever you are doing aggregation function. Likewise, we have count, average, sum. You can use all these values. But whenever you are adding a aggregation, if you want to have a select one more column, right, you need to do a group by. Whenever you want to do aggregation, you should always have a group by. Otherwise, it won't work. Here they are selecting only average, but in real time, you need to, based on the customer, you need to select the average price. Based on some value, you will need to do the average price or account price. So that time you need to definitely use the group by function. Group by you need to use the keyword. And SQL like operation. When you use a like operation, you can do the pattern matching. So we have different pattern matching mechanisms for where class. With starting with, if you want to use, you can use like this. Ending with, you can use this. In between somewhere, you can use this. We have these things. You just go through these values. On wildcards, you have wildcard characters. So whenever these characters are there, you can use wildcards. Okay, yeah, this is also wildcards are keywords. These things we can use for this matching, pattern matching for the where class. That you can go through this. So SQL in, you can use a SQL in column name in and select. So whenever you have a data, select star from customer and country in. So you have multiple values. That time you should use in. Between, if you have a range, I told already. If you have a range with like a value or some date, right, you can use the between. Alias. So whenever you have a aggregation function or you want to give a different column name, always use the alias. Alias is AS as a keyword. For table also you can have alias when you are doing a inner join, right? That time you need to use these things. So that time you need to use the you can use, you cannot use. That's up to you how you want to write. But alias can be used there when you are writing. You want to give a name for a column or a table name. So when you go to joins, right? Joins is very important topic. You need to understand and go through these joins very importantly, because there are two tables. You want to get the common thing, then you can use inner join. So left join means left related table related data will be, everything will be coming, and also the joined data will be coming. And right means all the right data you will get, and also the combination we will get. Full join, we'll go through full join. Full join as a full outer join. Returns all records when there is a match in left or right records. So this you can see these diagrams and you can understand. So you have two tables, left side one table, right side one table. You have any common things that can be resulted as your inner joins. These are all very important in a real time. You'll have multiple tables. You need to join two tables to get the result. To do the joins, you need to understand what is the common column, like how you want to get the retrieve data, you need to understand. Inner join will work like this, which is a common. Left join will have the left values and the common values. Right join will have, this is very they given very nicely, right and also common. Outer join, everything it will come, full outer join. They will do combination of everything. One table you can do a self join also. A join is a regular join, but the table is joined with itself. You can do a self join also. That is also possible. You have union. You have two select statements. You want to combine that. That time we'll use a union. And in union also we have two things. One is union and union all. There is a difference. So union all allows duplicates. Union will not allow duplicates. That is a very important interview question will be asked everywhere. And group by. So group by I was saying, right, whenever you do aggregation, you need to always use group by. So when you see real time data, you get to know that what is this group by and why we need to use. And when you are doing aggregation, you will get to know like how it is done. So here we'll try to explain how this is group by and things are done. So you have a table with customer and you have all the country. So your requirement is like you want to show for this country how many customers are there. So that time what you can do, you can use this query. Like you here you are doing count of customer ID based on the country. So group by when you are doing country, so it will do a country wise the count. That aggregation whatever you are doing, that based on the group by it will do. So Brazil what is the count? Canada what is the count? Finland what is the count? Likewise it will do the group by. This is very important topic in the real time. For all the queries, inner joins, you need to try to understand how you can write the group by. Having class, you can use this class with a where, cannot be used with the aggregation function. Class was added to SQL because the where keyword cannot be used with aggregation function. So you can use a having condition. By using this, you can have like a having count like that. This cannot be added directly with the where class. That's why they use exist. You can see the result is exist for a query or not. You can use the exist. Any all that is not required. Select into. Select into is very important. If you have a database table already, you can do a backup by using select star into table in the new table. It will directly take all the table along with the structure and the everything. It will create a duplicate of the table and insert into select. So instead of creating a new table from a table, if you want to create only for specific where condition, that time you can add a where condition for that select statement, and as a result you can add that to insert table. So that time only that specific select statement can be inserted into new table whichever already exists. This one you should use only insert into, you can use only the existing tables. Select into, it can be used like a new table it will create. So case statement, when you have some data, like if you want to do some where conditions, right, that time you can use for a specific column you want to have when there are different condition you want to give different result. That time you can use the case statement, when condition then result 1, condition 2 result 2, condition n, something like that. And that can be, we will analyze this query. So here they written select order id quantity case when quantity greater than 30, quantity equal to 30. Okay, so here is the requirement is like they want to they want a result. In the result, right, they want to understand if it is a quantity greater than 30, you give like this, it is a quantity is greater than 30. If it is under, if it is under 30, if it is equal to 30, they want to give this way. So that type of conditions, whenever customer asks, we will do like this type of thing. The one more example I can give, like whenever age is there, if age is more than 18, you will say adult, less than 18, like that. There will be different conditions can come in the business world. There will be different conditions will come with the case. This is very more will be using in the real time scenarios. Null function. You have a is null collision if nulls. Okay, is null will be using in MS SQL. Stored procedure. Okay, this is very important topic. In all the most of the real-time application will be using stored procedures only. A stored procedure is a prepared SQL code that can be used saved. So the code can be reused over and over again. This is like one set of select statement. You stored it in the DB. So whenever you want the result, you just click select the procedure. You will get the result. Likewise, and you have the option to send the parameters to this. So based on that parameter, that will give a result. If you have a select statement that is written over and over again, save it as a stored procedure. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, you can also pass parameters to the stored procedure, so that the stored procedure, based on the parameter, it will give the result. So execute. We need to use execute stored procedure. When you are creating, create stored procedure you need to do, and you can write your select statement here. So we'll see what they create. Okay, here they create procedure name as, and your query select star from customer and go. This is a select statement. First you need to execute this in DB. So this will create one select all customers stored procedure in DB. So whenever you have that, you can just execute this. You will get the result. So see, when you are writing SQL statements, you need to comment lines, right? Whenever you want to do comment lines, you can use this. And SQL operators, we have different SQL operators. You can go through all the SQL logic operators, everything. Yeah, I think this much will be covered today. So we'll try to cover more things in next upcoming videos. Okay, thank you. Thanks for watching. Please share with friends if you like. Uh, Subscribe to our channel for new videos. Thank you.